Good morning, guys. It's just after 6 a.m., and today we're taking Retrobits on the road. I'll fill you in on the way, so let's get going. So where are we off to this early in the morning? We're heading to Berryville, Virginia for the 70th annual Hamfest and Computer Electronics Show. If you've never been to a Hamfest, think of it as a big outdoor swap meet where everything is oriented toward the electronics enthusiast. The event was canceled last year due to the pandemic, so I'm hoping for a good turnout today. I have fond memories of going to events like this as a kid. My friend's dad would take a bunch of us and we'd spend the entire day going table by table looking for neat stuff and wishing we had the money to afford it all. There's just so much cool junk to rifle through and you never know what you'll come across. Now, I'm not expecting to find any deals on retro computers at this event. The days of plentiful Commodores, Ataris, and the like are long since gone. If there are any to be had, they'll have already been picked up first thing by those who camped overnight. Let me apologize in advance for the poor camera work. This is the first time I filmed away from home, and I'm testing out some new equipment. About a third of my footage was completely unusable, and the framing of the rest is poor, hence why I'm using the potato quality dash cam. I promise I'll do better next time. In 2019, this event drew over 200 sellers and 1,400 visitors. It's the biggest of its kind in my area, but it pales in comparison to the size of events I attended 30 years ago. In those days, Hamfest vendors would fill the entire state fairgrounds and you could easily spend the whole day browsing. This is just a small county fairground, complete with a tractor pull area, and I expect to be done in a couple of hours. So here's the scene. People are still getting their table set up, but we're here now, so let's see what we can find. Each table offers a fantastic variety of stuff, but much of it's just old junk. There's a ton of vintage Heathkit gear here today, like these SB-110 radios from the mid-1960s. Half the fun is rooting through piles of old parts trying to find something interesting. This Lennox Sound 5-inch TV is cool and only $5, but it's seen better days. Right next door is more Heathkit stuff. This time, a variable power supply perched atop of a classic Grundig radio that's in pretty rough shape. Lots of old scopes too. I'd like to get one eventually, but probably something a little more compact and modern. Back in my day, our power supplies were unsafe, and that's the way we liked it. Over here is a beat-up Sony LaserMax LD player and a handful of movies. No price, and I don't need this anyway. Take care to inspect the discs for sign of laser rot before buying, though. These must be pretty early titles, as a bunch of them have laser video disc printed on the jacket instead of the more well-known Laserdisc. Not everything here is an antique. These switches were probably retired from the workplace and would make a nice upgrade to someone's home network. Lots of PC parts too. These cards are all too modern for my computers, but they'll be retro soon enough. Now this is a common Hamfest site. Tubes, tubes, and more tubes. One of many such vendors here today. Make an offer or pick up an entire box. Speaking of Laserdisc players, this massive laser karaoke auto changer could have been all yours for a mere $70. This thing would make a neat episode, but I didn't bring a trailer, nor do I have the space for it. Same goes for this 1947 Philco radio. I bet there are tubes for it at the last vendor. Things are starting to pick up a bit now. For the most part, the sellers aren't here to get rich. Some just want to clear out space, talk shop, or socialize with old friends. Speaking of clearing out space, lots of sellers have boxes of freebies. I grabbed the mystery DB25 cable from this pile of random stuff. Perfect for something. Ever wonder where old Wi-Fi routers go when they're retired? Well, now you know. Knobs. Of course, there are tons of radios and related equipment at a Hamfest, but that's not really why I'm here today. I did get my license a few years back, but haven't taken the plunge yet when it comes to gear. There's lots of hobbyist and DIY stuff here as well, so a little something for everyone. But mostly radios. An unopened 6-pack of cassette tapes for $1? Mine. This little Zenith color TV is cool, but I just picked up 2 more CRTs last week. I don't have a problem, I can stop anytime I want. Another really common sight, vintage industrial rack mount gear and test equipment. This stuff gets hauled out to every event, but I'm not sure anyone's buying. There are 3 buildings full of vendors, so I better check out the arts and crafts. A bin full of fidget spinners that missed their date with destiny. Sorry guys, not today. Ooh, more CRTs, and these are of the tiny variety. And only $2? No, I said I could stop. There are endless trays of DIY electronic stuff here. Fittings, adapters, tools, wiring, pretty much a hacker's paradise. It's generally pretty cheap too. This tray has DIN plugs for every occasion. Even the 13-pin part used by the Atari ST is here. And right next door, 1/8-inch stereo extension cords for $1. I always need more of these, so I grabbed one. A table of vintage comic books. You really never know what you'll find here. Over on this table, we have a selection of cheap generic PC GamePort joysticks. There's also a GameCube for $40, but it doesn't have any controllers or software, so I'll pass. Everything's negotiable here, but I think I can do better on eBay. A lone TI cartridge on a table full of modern hard drives. $2? Sold. Another table full of random stuff, this one with a couple of Timex Sinclair cassettes. $5 for 1 game and 2 productivity titles. I don't have a Timex or a ZX81, so I'll leave these for someone else. At this point, the rain started coming down pretty hard and sellers without canopies started packing things up in a hurry. I didn't quite make it to every table yet, but did pretty well, so I'm going to call it a morning and head back to the car. So that's the Berryville Hamfest 2021. Thanks to the Shenandoah Valley Amateur Radio Club for hosting today's event. If you've never been to a Hamfest before, you might have one nearby and you never know what interesting stuff you'll find. Let me apologize once again for the poor camera work. This is my first time shooting on the go and I promise I'll improve for next time. Speaking of which, if you like this type of video and want to see more, please let me know in the comments. So here's the morning's result. A 6-pack of brand new cassette tapes for $1. Car Wars for the TI-99-4A for $2. $1 for the audio extension and a free DB25 cable. I also picked up this 3.5-inch floppy drive for $2, but the video footage was too poor to use. That's a grand total of $6, not bad for a few hours of hunting. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this bit. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.